You don't want to have kids? Actually, I don't.
Can we talk?
Today I was reading an article in the Washington Post that was entitled More Americans Say They're Not Planning to Have a Child, poll says. The article basically says that more US adults who do not already have children are saying they're unlikely to ever have them, and according to a new Pew Research poll. This article really resonated with me personally because I've always been one of those adults. And it's for me, years ago, it was a very strange place to be. I can remember wanting to do and achieve a lot of things. But for me, I always thought there was something wrong because motherhood was just not one of those things that I was looking to accomplish. And I felt like the world makes you think there's something wrong. So as I got older, I found myself knowing in my heart that if I met someone and that's the desire they had, that I probably would acquiesce to that out of pure love for that person. But for myself personally, it wasn't for me. And it's not because I don't love children, I absolutely adore them, but I understood the enormous responsibility of rearing and crafting a life and preparing that life to be the best human being they could be in this world. And that always just seemed like a heavy burden for me. There was a point in my life when we all hit our usually late 20s, early 30s, where you'll start hearing people, usually an older family member, saying to you, "Don't you want to meet someone and settle down so you can have children?" And I didn't ever know how to answer that question without sounding cold, because my reality was meet someone, yes, have children, no. I adore being an aunt and I love my friends' kids. But for myself, I always just knew that wasn't for me. That was a heavy burden, a heavy level of responsibility. And I thought that was something that you should have a pure heart about if you chose to do it. One thing I can say because I'm grateful that I was born at this period of time. Can't imagine being a woman who my only responsibility or my only value in life would be to have a child and often a male child. So I'm just glad that a person like me with my personality, my thought process was born in this period where I could have more to attribute to the world than just being a mother. Nothing wrong with being a mother. I applaud it. I think it's one of the hardest things and the biggest responsibility you can ever take on in your life. But I just think there should also be a space for people who don't choose that path for themselves. And there should be a place for people to just understand that. And if you don't understand or respect it, at least keep your opinion to yourself. I've heard it all. I've heard, what are you going to do when you get old? You'll need a child to take care of you. That's not always true, or there wouldn't be convalescent homes filled with parents who kids have abandoned them a long time ago. Anyway, that's not their responsibility. Their responsibility is to be the best human being they can be in this world. And I think if you ever had a child thinking that someone's going to take care of you one day, that's kind of selfish, at least in my opinion. And then I've actually heard, what about your legacy? My legacy is just being a good human being. There are many people. First comes to mind is Oprah Winfrey, who will leave this world and leave a legacy that will live well beyond them. That's what I want to do. I want to leave my footprint in this world. I want to leave myself and a part of me in many hearts. I want to leave a legacy that will live beyond anything that I could have ever done through a child, just by being a good human being and by making an impact and being a good humanitarian in this world. And then you always hear the stories, well, there's going to be an age where you're going to hold the baby in your arm and you're going to just feel yourself being maternal and you're going to have that desire is going to come out of nowhere. It never came. So it's just who I am. And I'm glad to know that I'm not alone. Because for many years, it's something I didn't want to talk about to anyone because I felt like somehow you'd be looked at as selfish or just something wrong with you. You're not maternal. It should be natural. It's good that we're becoming a more diverse society where a diverse thought is okay so that people coming behind me will not feel some of the things I felt. I even have a friends who are a couple who, as a couple, they decided not to have kids. And those questions from other people or comments were sometimes borderline rude. Or should I just say they were downright rude? Anything from, is there a problem? Are you not able to have kids? Without understanding that it's not everybody's desire. I'm happy for people who choose it. I think it's a wonderful responsibility if it's what you choose to do. But for those of us who it's not for us, I think there should be a lane and a place for respect. and not to feel isolated or feel like there's something wrong with us because we feel this way. Again, I don't take away and I don't question anyone else's decision to have children, but all I'm saying is there should be a space for us who choose not to do so. And this article makes me realize now, finally, that I'm not alone. And it also makes me wonder how many other people are out there that feel exactly the way I do. You don't want to have kids, and that's okay. And you kind of want people to mind their own business a little bit and not ask you or worry why you're not having kids because it's a personal decision and it's a decision that no one should take lightly. So I'd love to hear from someone who's had an experience like mine, or I'd love to hear from someone who chose to have children. I want to avoid a space where anyone will be questioning or challenging anyone's personal opinions. But I would love to have a conversation about it because I think it's one that is often there in silence and no one ever talks about. But as you're seeing more professional women, more women out there, especially African American women or Black women like myself, that are not married and are older. But how many people, I don't want people to ever feel like that's not my choice, because for me, it was my choice. And so I'd be curious to know how many other people are out there like myself. So if you would, go ahead and please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts about this video. And if you enjoyed what you've just seen, I ask that you would go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're interested in seeing more of Can We Talk, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye now.
Can we talk?